Good morning, sweethearts. How y'all doing? Happy Magical Friday. How was your new moon for you? For many of you, for some of you, it was, it was intense day before, day of. For others, it was pretty blissful. For me, it was pretty quiet. I spent a great amount of time in meditation and solitude yesterday afternoon and evening, and it was very beautiful. I had a very beautiful meditation. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, Kathy. Good morning, Annette. Big hugs and blessings. Jen asked me, I really need to see your pretty face. Will you please do a live? Well, thank you, Jen. But here's your live, honey. She needs a boost. So for all of you who just need a boost of love, here you go. I'm sending you a huge boost of love. And the weekend will be a little more harmonious. It'll be a little more feeling of magical and lightheartedness, if you will. And now I can't say that's how you'll feel, but that's the energies. They'll be a little more harmonious and a little more love-filled. So just love whatever arises, sweet ones. There's magic, and huge transformation in the air. And there really isn't. I really don't know what's going on in the outside world. I really, you're so real. Kathy, hi Roberta, how you doing, beautiful? Kathy, gosh, what intense energies they are. How are you guys doing with them? Teresa, you're so real, thank you. It is, we are being bathed with a little more harmonious energies, and then next week we're going to have a little bit, ups and downs. But by this time, guys, we're so used to dealing with it that we know what to expect for the most part. And as far as maybe not the exact experiences of how things will play out necessarily, but for the most part, we all know that, the energies are up and down and all over the place, and we just keep transforming them. I heard you and Ed. I said good morning to you, beautiful. Good morning, Adela. Big hugs and blessings to you. And, one thing about these new moon energies that you're going to find within, leading until the full moon especially. How you doing, Nita? You're really going to find that there's a lot of plutonian energies playing in with a whole lot of mix with Mars. And, you got Mars and Venus, and they're dancing, and they're trying to stop stepping on each other's each other's toes, and dance fluidly and harmoniously with each other. And we're really coming into that. And yes, there's still going to be toes stepped on a little bit, but as you get the dance steps down, if you will, but it is happening. Yes, there's Pluto is, you can look at the Plutonian energies in a couple different ways. I was given, I think it was either 1 or 2 years ago, right around this same time about Pluto, and I was, Pluto is the destroyer planet. It destroys that, it deconstructs all that which is not holy and pure. And in one of my meditations a couple years ago, I got that Pluto stands for the underlying beneficial, magnificent energies of Pluto. And really what Pluto stands for was peace, love, unity, truth, and oneness. That's what my team had given me, and I had made a post about it a couple years ago. And really that's very true, because Pluto, being the planet, the destroyer planet, the planet of destruction, what it does is it does. Through destroying and deconstructing that which is not holy and pure, it brings peace, love, unity, truth, and oneness. And really, that that we got a lot of Uranian energies, we got a lot of Plutonian energies, and it's really just it's really beautiful, even though at times it can be a little overwhelming or unbearable. Let me catch up here. Yes, I said good morning to you, beautiful. Let's see here. Roberto, okay, good to know about intense energies, and yes, I am struggling with it all, especially against the male patriarchal system, which really bugs me here in Spain. And Roberta, you're not alone in that. It don't matter if you're in the United States, if you're in Spain, if you're in Iraq, it don't matter, Africa. Those are the energies that are being released out of the planet, beautiful, and we're those conduits. So it's understandable, overstandable, sweethearts, that you are fed up. I shared a post that I had made last year, I think it was yesterday, in a memories that talks about intolerance, and I said that a couple months ago. The more and more in higher frequency that the planet goes. Individually, of course, yes, we're going to go with the planet. But more and more, you're finding that intolerance, that being fed up, being tired of it, being done, that's total normal for what all of us are experiencing in one way or another, whether they're awakened or unawakened, conscious or unconscious. And because that splitting of those worlds, those two grids, those timelines. And that's what this intolerance and this being fed up. Now, on another lens with that, sweethearts, it's really helpful to understand that with this intolerance, with this being fed up, with this being tired, with this being done, yada, 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 that doesn't give us the right, or it shouldn't, I don't like to use that word, clear, cancel, and delete that, please, Tim. We have to use the integrity in the truth of our spirits to know and understand that just because we are in a place of intolerance of those lower frequencies that are collapsing, that are falling away, doing whatever they need to do. And some of them you're merging, some of them you're collapsing, some of them you're just disintegrating, period. And it's all interconnected, and it all ties in together, and you have to be able to see through the different lens, and that's the mastery that you're exercising now as you learn, as being a new toddler, if you will, learning how to live in form as a light body, as a diamond light body, as a divine light being rather than a human. And yes, you're in a human form, you're in a vessel. However, it's not the carbon-based vessel that you're used to. And so all of us are in a space where you're learning how to maneuver, if you will, learning how to crawl and walk in your spacesuit. And as you adjust to these higher frequencies, this will get... And right now, everybody, all of us, are in a space of fearful exhilaration, if you will. And you know it's there, you know what's coming, but again, the human vessel, the body, is being recalibrated to exist in these higher frequencies, and with that comes, for lack of a better way of describing it, clumsiness. And all those fears, underlying fears of failure, are coming up now because the planet is being bathed with a whole lot of self-confidence energies, a whole lot of energies that are assisting you with harmonizing your spirit being in command of your body now versus the ego, if you will. And however you want to look at it, sweethearts. Let me catch up here. Kathy could not avoid an epic fight yesterday. Oh, bless your heart, sweet ones. Oh, beautiful. You know, I know I am blessed that I go through these intense energies, you know, with my animals. I truly am. Let's see, where am I at? Robert, I recall you yesterday used either astrology or numerology to link with revelations in the Bible. Could you tell it again how the process works? You know, it's all codes, guys. For me, it's all codes, and you know, you have to be able to understand that numerology, astrology, linguistics, science, physics, quantum physics, every religion, not just one. All of it is interconnected, and you have to understand and embrace all of them in order to get a full expanded picture of the vastness of the one absolute truth, which is peace. And if you are not willing to look into all aspects of it and the metaphysical side along with the tangible, logical, man-made created knowledge that assists in helping the human aspect understand, and until you can link all of it, you'll not be able to have that fully expanded absolute vastness of the one absolute truth, which is peace. And so I was linking the numeric codes. Yesterday being October 19th, in a 1 year equals 1911, with the way it is written in European. And the significance of European is because that's more of the ancient way we did things in the ancient of times, in which they still do, and the Western world does not do. You know, and that's, I was just linking the numeric codes. Beautiful, you know. Everything is energy, frequency, and vibration, and numbers. And our DNA in programming works with codes. and so I have Pluto, Saturn conjunct. Oh, well, then you should be able to ride these a little bit easier, Roberta. Adela, energy is up and down for days, so it's a new moon. That explains everything. And a new moon. Good morning, Shannon. How you doing, beautiful? Akale, Helena, Kaz, Rasta, Sharon. Good morning, whoever I've missed, because of blessings, sweet ones. And this is what I do, and good to hear your words, good to know. As walk down the street and just wanted to bash my head against the lamppost. So right on about the tiredness. And again, guys, you know, we're right on that threshold. You know, your spirit knows, your heart knows, your soul knows. Your inner being knows. Your inner being knows that there's no turning back, that we have crossed a threshold of something completely unknown and in the history of creation, it's unknown. We've entered that space, and that space of frequency, if you will, and this is really a beautiful, beautiful time. This is a time that all the prophecies have spoke about. Well, yes, but now we're entering into a space and time and in a place, if you will, the prophecies have not spoke about. They spoke about the new world coming. They spoke about us being here, that we would return. But what it didn't speak about, and what there is no prophecy that has spoke about, was what occurs on the new world once it was here. And why is that? Because it's never been created before. We create it as we go. And that's what we're doing. We're creating a new, loving, peaceful, harmonious, united, heart-made community of love. A world, a globe of love. That's what we're doing, and that's why, yes, the prophecies have foretold of this time, but they foretold of the time getting to here. They haven't foretold of the time past here. And that's why every moment is new, and that's why the more of the past memories you can let go of, the better off you are. The better off we are. And we are writing the new ancient texts, the new mystery teachings. We are creating from a blank slate. It's only each of you, each of us, that continue to bring in the old and try to create with the old. And it's why we keep saying, it's your experiences right now are dictating your future. Be conscious of what you're engaging in. Be conscious of what you're engaging in, what you're allowing yourself to participate in, that's creating disharmonious emotions within you. Because when you can identify the emotions, you can change the energetic behavior pattern. And you can stop yourself from creating those same scenes, scenarios, into your future. And as we go higher and higher into these frequencies, and integrate more and more of these light-encoded filaments that are bathing the planet and bathing us, more and more are going to fall away. Remember, there's 7.8 billion souls on this planet. And less than 1 billion are going to ascend. So what does that tell you? The higher in frequency you evolve to, the more people are going to fall away. Why are they going to fall out of your presence? Because there's less than 1 billion that are going to be on the new earth. So what does that mean for the others? Well, it means that they're going to continue to die physical deaths and go into a reincarnation cycle until their soul is ready to ascend. But what does that mean in an expanded picture, if you will? And this is where you see they talk about all these people that live in fear, that are in these fear-mongering and saving the world. We have to spread this knowledge. And I'm not judging them. I'm just trying to show you the different lens of perceptions and the different frequency and how it all plays in. Now, for those of us that understand, and even there's many out there that still ride the fence that understand what's going on, that not everybody is ascending. But then turn around and have these fearful stories of they're trying to depopulize us. Do you see the connection there? They're trying to depopulize us. That's that fear. And then this side is saying, this side of that being is saying, yeah, but not everybody is going to ascend. So do you see how those are the energies that each of you are facing within yourself without and around, because it's a collective thing in your conduits. We are conduits. And so, okay, let me go see here. I've been seeing sevens all week, Linda. Sevens are they're a very good number. All of us that are the 144,000, we all have the hidden power of 7. And it's a hidden code within our DNA. It's 7 is very magical. I mean, then you can go into your biblical meanings and yada 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 if you want. I'm not gonna get into that though. Oh, talking of prophecies, yes to yesterday, Lakota, and also the cosmic wisdom of Master Peter Dunvav. Let's see. Called The Andes, Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. You have a blessed day too, beautiful Sophie. I want my beloved to go higher and higher. And in every moment it's a choice, and that's right. And so, sweethearts, really, you know, embrace and take for really just observe. Observe what is rising and just let it go. But really allow yourselves just to focus on you. Focus on right now, you truly, these energies, and this new moon especially. This new moon has the energies of integrity, of really boosting the integrity within each of ourselves, showing us the self-deception where we are not in that pure, holy integrity. It has the energies of liberation, and individually, collectively, planetarily. So with the energies of liberation, that should show you that not only is it going to liberate you from your own self-deception, your own prison, your own bonds, whatever keeps you limited from living your soul, heart and soul's purpose. Because remember, your cosmic heart is leading you right now. And as you integrate more and more of these energies, you're going to find that even if things are bumpy for you, or this, that, or that, your cosmic heart is leading you. And you have allowed that, whether you're conscious aware of it or not, you have allowed it to take over. How you doing, Lorraine? Big hugs and blessings, sweetheart. And as it takes over, you're letting go a lot more of those reactionary choices that you used to make. And this is, with liberation comes the liberation from your governments, the liberation. Remember, a lot of Plutonian energies in Pluto. Plus you got Saturn. I mean, you got all of these energies working to benefit, propelling humanity into a higher space of being, bringing morality, bringing integrity, bringing humanity back into humanity. And as we continue to anchor those energies in, even though there's still what appears to be turbulence and chaos, yada, 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 it is more harmonious. And what do I mean by that? All right, let me use this example. Okay, say you're in a relationship where you and your partner argue all the time over the stupidest shit, but you argue. But you're happy. Is that possible? Anyways, you know what I'm trying to say. So anyways, you have kids. Well, you have this one kid, or maybe it's your partner. Every once in a while, your partner explodes and can go from being happy and at peace to instant belligerent anger that, like they're seeing red, right? If you observe, or if you know anybody like that that is triggered to the point they can just go from zero to full-fledged, whatever it may be. If you observe these energies that have been bathing the planet, these people may still erupt, but it's not near as intense as it used to be. And I use that example because that's one example where you can really notice and observe throughout humanity. If you had a neighbor, they used to fight all the time. If you really allow yourself to observe, and it's like, maybe you're going to see that the fighting still occurs, but not as often, or maybe not as intense. And it's those subtlety things that you can become aware of in every way, and why I encourage you all to really, if you can really be present, you're able to see how much you have physically been upgraded. Because if you can not rush and really just standing like outside and be present. Even here, I can sit right here on my bed, and if I just be still and just look, I can see the energy waves, and you can see the different energy bands, if you will, and the tone. Well, for some, you're going to start being able to, and where you can hear the tones, you're going to physically start being able to see the tones, if that makes sense to you. Where you can see colors, see the colors in the auras, you're going to find yourself hearing the colors, if you will. And these energies are beautiful and they're magical, and if you allow yourself to really, sweet ones, I can't tell you what to do, but so don't, I'm going to say it like I'm telling you what to do. Allow yourselves stop taking yourself so serious. Stop taking your journey so serious. Stop beating yourselves up. Am I doing it right? Do I have to do it a certain way? But so-and-so said this. Well, no, now I got to go talk to so-and-so and see if this is right. No, you don't. You need to allow yourselves to be present with yourself. You need to allow yourselves to stop stressing over if you're doing it right. To stop stressing how come that person has this gift and I don't. You have to stop stressing about, well, this guru told me to do this. Well, this one told me, well, this one's saying it's this. You got to understand that everybody's going to have their own perception, because they're on their own timelines. They're in their own frequencies. And if you cannot allow yourself, you're being returned to the innocence and the purity of a child in an adult physical vessel. You're becoming a child, adult, child. You're becoming childlike, with the wisdom of understanding that, again, to have harmony, you have to allow yourselves to balance the contrast within yourself. You cannot be all adult and be all child. You can't. You're not your natural state of being is not one or the other. It is both. Your natural state of being is not. Your natural state of being is, you work 2 or 3 hours, what your logical human aspect will say is work. Will label and define it as work. You only do that 2 or 3 hours a day in our natural state of being. The rest of the time is in communion. In community, it is in celebration for life. It is in playful. It is in laughter. It is in song and dance and coming together with your families. And it is participating in family activities, whether that is a community garden, whether that is making a dinner for the tribe, whatever it may be. But our natural state of being is only a 2 to 3 hour work day, if you will. And that so-called work is not something you dread. It is not something that you put yourself on an alarm clock, that you get up and say, I have to punch a time clock or I don't get to eat. Our natural state of being is harmonious. It is playful. It is loving. Yes, we experience contrast, but not in the polarized and dual sense that the human earthling is used to experiencing. And that's where we're being returned to. And so these energies are asking you to stop the resistance. This is what you want. But yet you keep fighting yourself. You keep beating yourself up. You have to allow yourself, sweet ones. You question, why does this stuff happen? Why does this happen? Why does this happen? Why am I losing my job? Why this? Why that? Well, if the fifth dimensional frequencies are all about following that which twitterpates your heart, following the passion of your original soul's blueprint, of course you're going to end up losing your job. Of course you're going to end up losing that house if your soul is supposed to be in Sweden and you're in California. Because your cosmic heart has taken over, sweet ones. And it is only each of you, each of us, that resist those changes. So the next time these intense opportunities or what you call chaos, turbulence, distortions occur, rather than asking yourself and beating yourself up as to why, I am so tired of this happening. Well, how come I've been on this journey for 5 years, she's only been on it for 1, how come she has that gift and I don't? Instead of resisting the journey, instead of resisting the destruction of the miscreations that are being deconstructed, allow yourselves to step into and observe and understand, well, yeah, I said I wanted peace and harmony. I guess I have to let go of the old in order to have the new. Understand that this is helping you. There's nothing being done to you. It's being done for us. And when you can look at, Jen, that was really for you, because I know you're having a hard time with that. So when you really look at how, let me turn my light a little bit so it's not so bright. So when you really look at all these energies and all the stuff that it's bringing up, and you can understand that, yes, I lost my job, and not go into that fear mode of, oh God, what am I going to do? How am I going to pay my bills, this or that? Look at it as, thank you, Creator, thank you, Shelf, thank you, team, for taking me out of a place that was not for my highest good. Now show me the way to that which is where I need to be. And the more you can do that through these energies, as these timelines, as we go through these bifurcation of timelines, as we continue to go through the separation of the two grids, world grids, if you will, and anchor the new fifth dimensional earth through us and anchor it into the earth. Allow that which is coming up, allow yourself to understand that you're not the victim. You're just letting the victim go. And you're stepping into who you are. And everything that you're so-called losing right now that is being destroyed or being destructed, if you will, deconstructed, is its energies of miscreations that you no longer need. And even though it may seem chaotic and turbulent and intense and stressful, what it's doing is exactly what you asked it to do. The universe chooses that which has already been chosen, sweethearts. You chose these things to happen. Now, did you choose the exact experiences? No. But you're always experiencing your own energy. Now, it's up to the universe on how that is presented. But it's still you experiencing your energy. And when you come to understand that, and you come to understand, okay, I lost this job, even though it could have been a new job you've only had for 2 weeks. It took you one step closer to where you needed to be. Once it served its purpose, whether you were at that job for 1 day, 1 year, 1 month. It served its purpose. Once it served its purpose, it will fall away from your life. The same goes with people. That's why you have some people come into your lives, into your experiences, that are there for a couple months, couple days. That's where a lot of one-night stands come in, that you hear all these, wow, I met this Romeo and we spent a week in the Caribbean and I've never heard from him again, and that was the best time of my life. Those fleeting romances, if you will. That's, some people come into your life for a school year or a couple months, couple seasons, some are part of your life always. The second they are done, the second you have gotten what you needed from that experience, from that person, they will fall away. They will leave your presence. Don't matter if it's a child, if it's a family member, if it's a lover, if it's a stranger, if it's a so-called seemingly stranger, or a seemingly enemy, whatever it may be. Everybody is here playing a role for you. And when they cross your path, when you have gotten, or chose not to gotten, if you will, what that experience was being presented for you, it will fall away. Now, whether or not you have harmonized the energies that experience presented is another aspect of it. If you have, then you will no longer experience those experiences in the future, that energy. If you have not, but that person played the role and did what it was supposed to do for you in that moment, in that experience, and they leave, you can rest assured that energy will present itself through another being, another experience, until you harmonize and change that energy. All right, where am I at? Let me catch it. My eyes are seeing things in you like a child, absolutely. Excuse me. And I wish to be more with my son and my sisters because of love, of course, and we have not met enough at all. Just hold that intention in that. If it's for your highest good and their highest good, so shall it be. Speaking to me, Linda. Yep, then it was gone and looked for another, and still to this day, no, because I'm not to be in a job 9 to 5. No, we're to be in, again. Now, I'm not trying to romanticize anything. I'm not trying to lead you astray, because I don't want to lead you at all. I'm just here to empower you. I seem to have a gift that you guys like to listen to me, I guess. I get many, come on, I need you to help me get through this morning, do a live. And you guys humble me. I love you guys. I appreciate you. But as that's really what these energies are really asking you to do, is to stop fighting yourself. The heart does know. But by the same token, Melissa, this goes for all of us. We are here to play. We are here to be entertained. We are here to enjoy, intertwine with entertainment. We are here to play games. It is part of our mission because, again, you have to have harmony in all things. Our mission is our very breath. And if you think your mission is anything, and this goes for all of us, our mission is not outside of our very breath. Our being here in this moment, in every single breath, is our mission. We accomplish our mission when we're sleeping. We accomplish our mission when we're in a bath. We accomplish our mission on the toilet. We accomplish our mission when we, whether we're working, whether we're light grinding, whether we are playing, whatever it is, we are doing our mission. And it is very, very helpful that the very first part of our mission is the innocence and the purity and the holiness of who we are, which is childlike, which is that innocence of playfulness. And if you observe a child, they get more accomplished playing games and playing with each other than any adult who works. That's why you hear so many people say out of the mouth of babes. Because they have a greater sense of wisdom than any adult that is not connected to their spirit. Because the human has knowledge. The spirit has the wisdom of experience. And there is a difference. That's why, myself included, so many of us encourage you to go within. Just don't research to, find your passion. Don't let the opinions of the outside world dictate your emotions. In our natural state of being, in the higher dimensional realms, we live in a system of barter, not money. And people, their passion is gardening. Those are the people that work the community gardens. Those of us, heck, Jen, I thought I did this video for you, beautiful. Heck, I thought you were watching the whole time and you're just now coming on. I love you, beautiful. Big hugs and blessings. So anyways, back to what I was saying. Sorry, guys. In the higher realms, we work together in community. We build together in community. And we're being returned to that on the physical plane. Of course, we're already there in the other, And that's what we're anchoring in. We're coming into a space of being, sweet ones. And are you going to see this overnight? No. No, you're not going into instant nirvana. Don't take that. What I'm saying is that. But we're going into a space of give what you can, take what you need. With no overindulgence, with no hoarding. We're coming into a space and a frequency and an energy of that kind of abundance where you give what you can and take what you need. Where, well, no, we might not have food next week, so we have to keep this bag of potatoes. No, you offer it to the neighbor who don't have no potatoes, knowing that you're going to be provided for. And again, those, like I said, those who are holistic physicians, let me say, in the higher frequency, higher dimensional realms, they're the ones who take care of the community. The ones who love their passion, that Twitter page their heart is gardening, is organic foods. They're the ones who take care of the gardens for the community. Those who love to cook, they cook the meals, for the gatherings of the parties. And, those who love to crochet, they crochet blankets for the new babies and blankets for the elderly, or everybody has those who create music. They create music for all of us to enjoy and to hear. And those who dance entertain us in ceremonies with their dance. Everybody does their passion, and that is their work. And it is not in the higher dimensionals where we exist, our natural state of being. There is not that dread. Oh God, I'm tired, I have to get up and go to work. Oh. There is none of that. And the higher in frequency you allow yourself to evolve to and rise to, because you're allowing yourself to let go of those judgments. To allow yourself to let go of those energy, those lower energies that keep you in a space of, in a fearful space of being, of enslavement. Love is very simple, sweet ones. It's very vast. It's very expanded. It's limitless. And let me take that to another level. The human aspect. The artificial AI. How you doing, beautiful? Big hugs and blessings, Ada. Has been enslaved so much to keep itself busy that it has been enslaved so much that it has to get down to the absolute tiniest minute detail and have it as tangible, logical proof. And love is not like that. So here you are coming from, and your whole journey has been coming from a space of full enslavement and busyness, of no stillness, no nothing. Everybody else making your decision and you allowing it. People ask you, what do you want to do? What do you want to eat? What movie do you want to see? I don't know. I don't care. It don't matter. That is the enslavement program. The second you say, I don't know, I don't care, it doesn't matter, whatever, you're giving your power away. But that's the mentality we've been enslaved in. So now we're coming into, and have been throughout your journeys, coming into this space where in order to expand yourself into vastness, if you will, you have to be able to be willing to let go of having to know the minute details, of having to plan, because it's all those tiny little details that you have to get down into the nitty gritty, and why in relationships the men or women, whoever's playing the role of being the manipulator, the narcissist, the control freak, whatever it may be, or the badass mama or the badass daddy, whatever it is, that goes for all of us. That's why they sit there and they want to know the detail of, I know you've been with a woman, or I know you've been with a man, take your panties down, I want to smell it, or this or that, or however it goes. I mean, I've heard all kinds of stories. But I'm just saying that's why that mentality is there, and you're leaving all that. You are leaving all of that. And if you find yourself still having to have that control over everything, having to know what your spouse, your children, this, that, and the other is doing in every given second, or they didn't ask you permission to go to the bathroom, or this or that, ask yourself why you're in that kind of control and observe it. Because it is, love is simple. And you're having to let go of all of those attachments to that control. And having that control, because that control is what causes distrust. And if you think about it, if you observe it literally, because what's the first thing you do when you lose control of anything, whether it's your spouse? What was that about, Snoopy? My goodness gracious. Leave that cat alone. Holy cow. Energies, guys, you see that? Come on. Come here. Go outside now. Come on. Come on. Come on, go out there now. Oh, it's cloudy out. Sorry. And so that's what these energies are doing. And so for those, many of you who feel that they're intense, it's intense, that's why. Where are you still trying to control? Where are you still fearing the unknown? Where are you not allowing yourself to be simplified? Because really that's what these are doing, and that's all the stuff you're releasing. And if you really observe it, what you've been releasing this past year especially, you're releasing energies of distrust and control. You have been, if you observe over the course of your journeys, especially these last 6 months, in a space of simplification, of simplifying your life, getting rid of physical belongings, getting rid of stuff you no longer need, emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually. And you're at the threshold. So now you're literally, up through the end of this year, literally being simplified back into the limitless, innocent vastness, simplified of all who you are and what you are. Because love is simple. You're expanding your very microscopic, you've been taught to have microscopic vision, tunnel vision, and we're expanding the tunnel, if you will. So, if it feels intense, if you feel like you're in a space of turmoil or chaos or darkness, remember, you're in a tunnel vision. And your light will expand the tunnel. Your light, all dark is condensed light. So when you're in that space, surrender. Surrender to the Creator. Surrender to self. Okay. This was limiting me. I may not understand it right now, but I got you. You're in control, and this is for my highest good, so we're going to get through this peacefully. Thank you, and be grateful for the experience. And know, you may not like what the physical is presenting, but you asked for this. You asked to release these energies. You asked to ascend. Well, no, you didn't. You chose to ascend. And you asked yourself to release that which is holding you back. So be grateful for what you're going through, sweethearts. Because we chose to rise. We chose to evolve. We chose to ascend. We chose to be simplified back to oneness. And in order to do that, we have to release the control. We're beautiful, we're miracles, we're magical, and we're all powerful and all knowing. And we're being returned to that space. Alright, let me catch up here. Thank you, Daniel. I love you guys. Okay, with no job, you are free to do so. That's right. And dreamer child and be adult is what I have heard so long because of this. You don't have to be one or the other, and that's the whole thing. We've always had to choose. We've had to choose one side or the other. And we're leaving that space of being where there's no longer having to choose sides. There's no longer the parents going to say you can't play with the white girl and you can't play with the black boy. There's no longer going to say you can't go play with that person because they live on the wrong side of the tracks. There's no more going to be them elitely wealthy and them elitely poor. We're leaving that polarity and that duality frequencies. And we're coming together. And in order to leave those frequencies individually and collectively, individually, we have to choose contrast over polarity. We have to choose love over fear and hate and racism and prejudice and everything else. We have to choose to see the magnificence of the rainbow in the color gray versus the borderlines of black and white. And that's the beauty of us. That is the beauty of us. And that's the space we're coming back into. And that's why it is so necessary for us to detach the emotions to the physical presentations. Because those emotions are wanting control. And spirit, in your cosmic heart, don't work with control. They push control until control breaks and snaps. Because control's not for your highest good. Universal law does not work with control. It works with energy. So where are we at here? When we find understanding, things get magical. And when you find the magic, understanding comes. It's all hand in hand. You can't have one without the other in no way, shape, or form. Masculine in our natural state of being, we are in union. Within and without. And that's a space we're coming into. You're literally coming where you see contrast. Where you see how the human aspect wants to sit there and argue the truth that how you feel within dictates your without. Because there's so much turmoil in here, there's turmoil out here. But the logical mind don't want to comprehend that. And the spiritual mind, the spiritual brain, understands. And we're coming into energies in a dimensional frequency and octave, sweethearts, of literally where that don't no longer come into play. The within and the without are harmonized. And the physical is really starting to present to you that which is your heart's desire of peace and joy and harmony and abundance and bliss. And yes, it's been linear-wise a long road getting there, but we're there. And this is literally just us jumping off the cliff, an eaglet leaving the nest and learning how to fly on its own. You know, we're having to learn to live as divine beings of light in a diamond-like crystal-lined body rather than a carbon-based. And so, yes, you know, you're like a child. A child, when it learns how to walk, it kind of wobbles. And that's okay. Because we got each other to help steady each other as we learn, as we create, just together, hand in hand, side by side. Sharon, we must shed our domestication before we can expand into this new earth. Absolutely. How can someone be released from addiction? Kathy, if that someone has to be able to see and discover what created the addiction in the first place. And I'm not talking the physical circumstances. I'm talking the emotional. Any addiction, whether it's drugs, whether it's sex, whether it's alcohol, it does not matter. Cigarettes, it don't matter. Any addiction is directly tied into unworthiness, abandonment, and rejection. In every single one of those people that go through addiction, and let me tell you what, we all have. And whether that is a hidden, unknown addiction that nobody knows about, whatever it may be, there's not a human being that is on this earth at present that it has not had to deal with addiction, because it was part of our mission to know it, to experience, so we knew how to harmonize and neutralize that energy. That's what our missions are, sweet ones. That's our true missions. We do our missions in every breath. Some of us have other responsibilities on top of that particular mission, but our true mission is being here as the light and breathing and anchoring that pillar of light. And everything else we do in service to that mission begins with our breath. And it just amplifies it. But even if all 144,000 of us that are here, and the 6 million light workers, even if none of us did absolutely nothing but sit here like a monk and breathe, we would be doing our missions. Because our missions were to bring light to this earth and to anchor it in. And that's what we're doing. Everything else, whether it's singing, dancing, music, whatever it may be, is us playing and creating on our playground. So don't take it so serious. It's all love. Because our missions have nothing to do with everything we do. Our missions were accomplished. Every morning we wake up with a new breath. Every moment is new. Every breath we take, we're accomplishing our missions. And everything else we do is in service of those missions. That's why follow your heart. Stop doing that which don't Twitter pay your heart. Because you're not hurting anybody but yourself. You dishonor yourself. And as long as you dishonor yourself in any way, shape, or form, you're going to continue to dishonor, disrespect, distrust everything outside of you. And the reason you go through those experiences, especially right now in this moment, is because your cosmic heart is leading you. And your cosmic heart is showing you where you're being self-deceiving. Now, when I say self-deceiving, people automatically, the human aspect automatically ties that into three things: lying, stealing, or cheating. But again, I speak on an energetic aspect of it, on an energetic level. How it plays out in the physical, that's just to trick you from stopping you from seeing your own self-deception. You know? This life is a miracle. This life is a playground. This earth is a heavenly paradise, a playground. A playground to carry out the very missions that we're here to do, which is breathe light into this planet. To breathe this planet back to life, and to breathe humanity back to life through our breath in our love. And everything we do, and everything we engage in, and everything we participate in is in service. And in every given moment, every given breath, it is a choice to be in service to yourself, to the Creator, to love, to the light. Or to choose to be in service to the lower frequency energies. To be enslaved to those frequencies versus being in service. And that's what these energies are doing. It's really just showing us where we are being slave or where we're being master. Where we are being in service or being in enslavement. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, Rhea. Rhea, big hugs and blessings, beautiful. Big hugs and blessings, Ellen. Oh my God, Ellen, I never answered your text message. Oh, dear Lord. Forgive me, Ellen. That aha moment. Oh my goodness. Ellen, call me today. I am so sorry, beautiful. Wait, no, I have to help a woman pack up some stuff at 11, and I don't know how long that'll take. Call me tonight, Ellen, if you can. Oh, dear Lord, I forgot to return Ellen's message. Oh, Ellen, I feel so bad. I love you, beautiful. Mitchie, this message is perfect, but have an internal conflict about judging myself for wanting to express not so light humor, but why am I judging? If it makes me laugh to move energy, why am I trying? And you know, guys, again, don't judge it. Yes, you know, you can be spiritual and smoke pot. Yes, you can be spiritual and have sex. Yes, you can be spiritual and watch a horror movie. Yes, you can be spiritual and have a threesome. Yes, you can be spiritual and eat pork. Yes, you can be spiritual and not drink, have dairy. Yes, you can be spiritual. It is only the human aspect that has to define it. And yes, when you're ready, your vessel will tell you what it no longer needs. And you will come into that space where if you still eat meat, you'll come into a space where you will not. Your body will continue to tell you what it needs and what it don't need, and you're either going to tune into it or you're going to puke your guts out and have diarrhea and the shits and everything else until you figure out that your body no longer needs that kind of food. Simple as that. So there's no need to judge anybody. Truly, there's no need to judge. There's no need to judge your experiences. Yes, your natural state of being, you are pure. You do not, our natural state of being, we do not eat animals. Our natural state of beings, we do not drink alcohol. Our natural state of being, we do not cuss. Our natural state of being, we do not do drugs. Our natural state of being is pure. But this is your journey. And when you tune into self, it will guide you on when you're supposed to give up that meat, when you're supposed to give up that addiction, when you are supposed to release. Give up, release, let go of, whatever label you want to give it. I know, but we can dream. Visualize it, Annette, that's how you get it. And alright, where are we at? I mean, dream that if someone was afraid and not for me, maybe for me, but did not see it. Oh, I understand. I got you, Annette. Okay. I got you. Hello, Abubakar. How you doing? I've cut the energies with Archangel Michael's. Yep. As tears, Gene, as tears run down my cheeks. Oh, big hugs and blessings. Beautiful. Can you advise on how to release from... I think I answered that one, Kath. Did I answer that enough for you, Kathy, on how to release addiction? To find the emotional attachment to it, beautiful? And if someone has feelings of abandonment, how can they escape that? Forgive those who abandon you. Kathy, honey, let me tell you this. Every single one of us, our core issues for every human that is alive on this planet right now is unworthiness, rejection, and abandonment. All three of those tie into trust. And the reason that is because when we chose to incarnate, we chose to be veiled. We chose to separate, to abandon ourselves from the Creator, from all that we have known, and from our true nature and our true self. So until you can forgive yourself at a core soul level for abandoning the Creator, for abandoning self, for rejecting self, that's where it starts. But by the same token, in order to get to that space, Kathy, you have to be able to forgive your ex-husbands, your ex-wives, your ex-girlfriends, your ex-boyfriends, your so-called enemies, those so-called strangers, every family member that has ever done you wrong, your best friend who cheated on you with your husband or your girlfriend, your wife, the pedophile, the government. You have to be able to forgive everybody. And you have to be able to forgive yourself for allowing everybody, including your parents, for abandoning you and for rejecting you. And that's not easy to do. But it's worth it. Because look, it sets you free. That was very, very hard for me to do. For many of us, Kathy. And truly, every issue, every emotional issue that causes every disease, every illness, every messed up relationship, every cheating, lying, stealing experience, everything that humanity calls sin. I'll go back to one issue, and that is an issue of trust. And the reason why it goes back to that core issue is because the second you chose to incarnate, you abandon yourself from your Creator, which automatically implanted rejection and unworthiness for every one of your experiences. For you to overcome to return you and evolve yourself back to all that you are. It was an experiment. We are the best of the best. You would not be here on earth. You would not be incarnated on earth at any given time, let alone this particular moment in time, had you not been the first and the last that the religious texts talk about. You would not be here on this planet if you were not the best of the best. We've done this a million times, sweethearts. This isn't the first time we've done this. And that's why we're here doing it again. Because we are the best of the best. We are the first and the last. We are the creators of worlds. We're the creators of universes, and this isn't the only universe that we create here on Earth. Of this Milky Way galaxies. We create galaxies, we create universes, we create planets, we create worlds. And when we're done with this one, we'll go on to another one. We'll come back and we'll just monitor our children as they continue on the new grid for the next 4 ascension cycles, because that's what we do. We are from the future. When we come back, we're watching our spiritual childhood. We are the parents of the parents. We are the parents of humanity. And that's why we are the gatekeepers, the grid workers, the ley line workers, the light workers. That's why we are here. We come in the beginning, and we create it, and we build it. And then our children and our offspring, aspects of us, live it. And then we come back at the end of the cube, the end time of that particular dimensional grid, and we neutralize and harmonize all those aspects of ourselves that on their spiritual journeys miscreated. We're the first and we're the last. We come up and we clean up our mess like good parents do with their children as their children learn. And we love them unconditionally, and we bring all those aspects of ourselves back to us. And then we begin a new grid. And we build a new grid. Just like we're doing right now. And we do it together, hand in hand. And Ed, I found it out. My power is strong. And I am Earth Angel. Okay, happy Power Angel. Absolutely. Absolutely. I love you guys. I love you guys. Anyways, I'm going to get off here. I only went on to say hello to Jen. And ended up, and that happens every time you guys get me on a subject and my spirit takes over and just starts talking. So, thank you, forgive me. Are not all people only 144,000? And that is really helpful to understand that all people are aspects of 144,000. And when we're done, when we have, remember, people play roles. These are just vessels, sweet ones. And when we have brought those aspects of self back into ourselves, then those vessels that held those aspects are no longer needed. So, on that note, those vessels are no longer needed because we have now integrated those aspects back into our soul. Have a great day, sweet ones. Good morning, Stephanie. Big, big, big hugs and blessings, sweethearts. I love you. Feel the magic. Enjoy your weekend. And know, we got this hand in hand, side by side. And there's no stopping us now. It's just literally a matter of everything that is being presented is just showing you where you're in a self-deception of still trying to control that which is uncontrollable. So don't judge it, just love it. And dance. And if you can't find the music, reach out and ask somebody to turn some on for you. I love you guys. Have a great day. Big, big, big hugs and blessings. Bye now. I love you guys.